Hi dear students, welcome to Laex Prelims revision series. In this particular video, we will be covering the most important geographical indicators, those are in use. Before we start with any topic, my rule is we should always refer to the previous year question paper. Why? Because when you see the previous year question paper, you understand the demand of UPSC. You don't study for the sake of studying, instead you study for the sake of answering in the examination. That attitude of studying in a systematic way and a scientific way will definitely ensure your success in UPSC. So, when it comes to geographical indicators, what are the kind of questions that you can expect in the examination? Firstly, they can ask you the provisions of IPR, geographical indications, headquarters of it, and what is the procedure for allocation of geographical indications. Secondly, they can ask you to have a match the following between the geographical indicators and their location. Thirdly, they can give up options and ask you to identify which among the following is a geographical indicators. So we would try to answer all these three questions in this particular video. Moving further, geographical indicators come under the tag of IPR. So IPR is an umbrella under which you can expect patent, industrial design, trademark, geographical indications and the copyright. So you need to understand for which particular product what criteria or category will be allocated. So IPR is administered by WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization. So moving further, let's try to understand the categories. The first one is patent. Patent is nothing but is an exclusive right that is granted for the invention. See, it is granted for anything that is newly found, not for the alterations or modifications of the existing thing. That's where evergreening of licenses or evergreening of patents with respect to the medicine field comes into picture. So let's not derail with the topic, but just try to understand it should be a new innovation. Patent is granted in India under Indian Patent Act 1970. Any patent, once it's allocated, the person can use it for 20 years. Suppose if you are trying to use within this year, then you have to pay a royalty to the individual and you have to take a permission of the patent holder. Moving further, is it transferable? Yes, they can transfer it with the payment of royalty. Then can the patent be extended? Yes, it can be, but it should have substantive innovation, not just alterations or modifications. You may remember the example of Gliviac medicine systems. Moving further, with respect to industrial design, it is given for ornamental or aesthetic aspect of life. It is granted under Industrial Design Act 2000. Any industrial design which is granted is valid only for the 10 years of duration. It is not transferable. Moving further, yes, you can renew it by paying a fees for it. The next one is trademark. As the name itself implies, it's a sign which is used for distinguishing from one business house to the other business house. So you can say it's a sign for distinguishing goods as well as services. Sometimes you may get confused, is it applicable to services also? Yes, it's applicable. The act that guides trademark in India is Indian Trademarks Act 1999. Again, this is valid for 10 years only. It's not transferable and you can renew it by paying the fees. Moving further, the most important thing is geographical indication. It is given to the goods only, which has a specific origin. See, remember all the three words over here is very, very important. It will be given only to the goods, not to the services. Second thing, it's given only to the origin of, if the particular good has to origin from that particular place. For example, Tirupati Laddu or Nagpur oranges. It has to origin from that particular place and it should have a unique qualities. Okay. So moving further, in India, the act that guides us, Geographical Indicators, Registration of Goods Act 1999, and again the validity is for 10 years. It is not transferable. If the speciality continues, you can renew it as well. So moving further, one important thing what you have to remember with respect to geographical indicators is geographical indicators are not allocated only to individual. It is given to a community. That's the most important point what you have to remember. Moving further, with respect to copyright, copyright is always given to the creators of the literary or the artistic works. The act guiding the provisions is Copyrights Act 1956, and once a copyright is given, it's for the lifetime. That is 60 years after the death of individual, then only. So remember, out of all the things, copyright is one thing which stays with an individual for still his life. Moving further, it's transferable with the payment of royalty. Can it be renewed? No, because once it granted, it continues for the lifetime, so it need not be renewed. The first geographical indicator is Kashmir saffron. It was given this geographical indication in 2020. Its speciality is it's the costliest spice in the world. So where exactly it is grown? It's grown in Jammu Kashmir and very famous Kareva lands. So Kareva, even in the geography also you can expect the question. So Kareva lands are very famous for saffron cultivation. Moving further, Iran is the largest supplier, but India is the second largest producer. So what is the speciality of it? It is the only saffron in the world grown in this high altitude region in Kashmir. So it's also grown in Himachal Pradesh. What are the use of Kashmir saffron? It's used in the medicinal purposes, cosmetics and the food. The next one is Sohrai Khovar painting. So again, this was granted in the year 2020. So it's being granted because of its speciality of traditional ritualistic mural art. See, whenever mural comes into the picture, remember in the culture part also, it is for the wall painting. It's granted for Hazaribagh region, Jharkhand. Moving further, the important things is, as I've already told, since it's a mural painting, it will be done on the walls. Now they are doing on other surfaces too. It's painted on the important public places in Jharkhand like Birsa Munda Airport or Hazaribagh or Tatna Nagar railway stations, etc. But what you have to remember is, it's an animal motifs blended with the nature. The next one is Teliya Rumal. Again, the grant of year is 2020. So it's an handmade cotton textile specifically done in the Telangana region. It's a combination of colors are very specific over here, red, black and the white. So this is used as a veil and turban cloth, especially during the Nizam time. It was a symbol of status. And remember, it's like a geometrical design that is drawn on it. The next one is Chak-Ho. It's a Manipuri black rice with a special aroma grown in the wetlands of Manipur, which hardly take 40 to 45 minutes to cook, which has medicinal speciality as well as which is usually preferred in the community feast. The next one is Gorakhpur terracotta from Uttar Pradesh. The most famous Indus Valley civilization terracotta figurines, probably you remember now. The same is the case here. It's a centuries old traditional art form developed in Uttar Pradesh. They make these things with a hand applied ornamentation. That is the speciality. And remember, one speciality of it is they use only natural colors. So we can say these are eco-friendly in nature. The terracotta figurines are of animals, gods and many other products. The next geographical indicator is the high energy and very tasty Kovilpatti kadalai mittai. So as the kadalai it says, it's made up of groundnut, you can see over here. So this groundnuts are specifically grown in the black soil and organic jaggery is used for this purpose. And this geographical indicator is backed by Thoothukudi district in Tamil Nadu. The next geographical indicator is Dundigal Lock, which is produced by Dundigal, the lock city which is present in Tamil Nadu. So these locks are most preferred by the government offices because of its superior quality and the durability. Abundance of iron is the main reason for growth of this particular industry. The next geographical indicator is Kandangi Saree. This was granted in the year 2019. It's manually made or handmade traditional cotton saree. So these sarees are manufactured in Karaikudi Taluk in Shivaganga district. The speciality of these sarees is the large contrast borders and this will be in the square shape. The next one is Palani Panchamirtham. This is the first time any temple prasadam has received the geographical indication tag. So it is given to a prasadam from the Palani town. So in this basically they have 5 natural substances: banana, jaggery, kaugi, honey and cardamom. It's prepared in the natural method without adding any preservatives or the artificial ingredients. Next geographical indicator is Tawlhlohpuan. So it was granted in the year 2019. It's an handmade cloth from Mizoram. So what do we mean by this Tawlo? The meaning is very important for us: to stand firm or not to move backward. So this should be the decision of every aspirant who is going to write this exam. So don't have any kind of fears, don't have anything or thought of going back from the examination or not writing the examination or in the examination hall sitting and thinking that you could not perform well. Go forward. Just try to attempt every answer as you know it very well. Carry that attitude of being a warrior. So similarly, this cloth has very high significance in the Mizo society and it is produced in the state of Mizoram, Highwall, Tenzol town being the main center of production. The next important geographical indicator is Mizo Puanchei. So this is again granted in the year 2019. It's a kind of a shawl or the textile. It's a most important position for women in the Mizoram. So they wear it for their marriages, for the festive dances and the official ceremonies. The next geographical indicator is Tirur beetle wine, that is of Kerala. So 2019 they have been granted with the geographical indicator status. So the speciality why it has been given is because of its mild stimulant action and the medicinal properties. Even though that has been commonly used in the pan shops etc. for chewing, it is also medical, industrial, cultural significance as it avoids bad breath and removes all the digestive disorders. The next geographical indicator is Odisha Rasagola, which was granted in the year 2019. It's a sweet from the state of Odisha. It's usually prepared by cottage cheese or chenna cooked with the sugar syrup and offered to the god Lord Jagannath as the part of bhog or the offerings to the god. The speciality of Odisha Rasagola is that they get various intensely colored rasagullas without adding any external colors. The next one is Kodaikanal's Malai Pondu garlic. So don't get confused with the Malai word. Then it was granted in the year 2019. It's known for its medicinal and preservative properties. It's an antioxidant, antimicrobial potential also. It's grown in the regions of Kodaikanal, Dundigal, that's in Tamil Nadu. The speciality of it is because of the high altitude region where it has been grown and the soil over that particular place, which gives it a long storage shelf life for the garlic. The next one is Kolhapuri Chappal, the most famous, which can be traced back to even the 12th century. It's a leather chappal. Geographical indicators is granted to a large area covering Maharashtra and Karnataka. The next most popular product from Tamil Nadu is Tawlhlohpuan turmeric, which was granted with geographical indication in 2019. It has a rhizome both in the finger and the bulb. So with this, it has 2.5 to 4.5% of kurmi content, because of which it will become resistant to the pest. The next product from Odisha which has got the geographical indication is Kandhamal Turmeric powder, which is indigenously grown in the southern Odisha, which has a very good healing properties along with a beautiful aroma. Kandhamal haldi is being placed under class 30 type of haldi, that is the classic haldi. The next geographical indicator is very important for us, not during the examination but for the preparation of the examination, that is coffee, which always gives us that aroma and ability to study for a longer hours. So, geographical indications for coffee, it was given in 2019. There is a regional variation for this. Coorg Arabica coffee, that is in Karnataka. Wayanad Robusta coffee. So, remember the categories of coffee powders, that is Arabica and Robusta. So, Wayanad Robusta, that's in Kerala. Then Chikmagalur Arabica coffee, that's again in Karnataka. Araku Valley, very much in use. It's in Visakhapatnam district of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha. Baba Budangiri Arabica, again it's in Chikmagalur district. The next geographical indicator is Sirsi Arkanat. It's from Karnataka. And this is the first time any product from the Arkanat sector has been given the geographical indication. Moving further, this is grown in Uttara Kannada, that is in Karnataka. The speciality of it lies because of its round and flattened coin shape, texture, cross-sectional views, taste, etc. The next geographical indicator is Darjeeling Green and White Tea, which was awarded the geographical indications in 2019. So, green tea is again made with the same tea leaves, but it will not undergo withering and oxidation. White tea is the most delicate tea varieties because it undergoes a minimal processing, and this is harvested even before the leaves open completely. And as you are well aware, India is the largest consumer of tea in the world, second largest producer of tea in the world, and fourth largest exporter of tea in the world. Moving further, which are the areas where tea is grown in India? It's Assam, Darjeeling, Nilgiri Hills of South India, Tarai along the foothills of Himalayas. Hope this video was useful to you. All the best for your preparation. Don't ponder about the subjects which you have not covered. Instead, focus on those subjects which you have already read through. Then second thing, remember, it's not about the knowledge what you have. It's all about applicability. When you can apply is only when you have presence of mind, calmness in the examination. Just have confidence about yourself. Believe yourself, because there is no one else who will believe you more than yourself.